Hi, good evening, everybody. My name is Charlotte Barber, and I am a native of Arizona. I was born in Maricopa County. However, I currently live in Salt Lake City, Utah, and I've actually lived most of my life here in Utah. I am excited to be part of this math class and have found it really interesting in even these beginning couple of chapters to think about math instruction and what that means for young children and how it affects them. I have just kind of a funny story that is so appropriate to this. I was at a family gathering with some soon-to-be new family members with my son-in-law and his two sisters, and I was sitting near them, and they were having this conversation, and I thought, I'm not sure what they're talking about. And I kind of leaned and listened in a little bit more and realized that they were having a math conversation, that they were talking about an equation and how to get there, and I can't tell you the meaning of their conversation because it seemed like such a foreign language to me. And I thought to myself, what? People do this? They talk about math? And it really was really eye-opening to me. And in this group, my son-in-law is going to college to be an engineer. His sister is a bioengineer for Boeing, and his other sister is a math teacher in junior high. So they were all very much well-versed in mathematics, and I realized I wasn't, and have chosen not to follow that same career. So it was very interesting to look at that through the eyes of Dweck's teachings and of whether or not your fixed mindset or growth mindset, and realize as an adult, my mindset is I don't really use math very much. And I mean, I do use math. I balance a budget, and I have to work through that all the time with enrollment and tuition fees and all kinds of things. But do I consider myself a mathematician? Absolutely not. When I think of my first exposure to math, at first I thought, oh, I don't even know. I can't even remember anything. And then I realized the first real exposure to math was building with blocks in kindergarten and having those large blocks. I don't really remember any specific math conversations with those blocks, but because of what I know now, I know those are beginning steps towards that. When I look back at elementary school, math concepts don't particularly stand out to me as something that I was learning, although I know I did it. In high school, I did have a pretty influential math teacher who was also my chemistry teacher, and she's probably the first woman who I think of that really showed an excitement and a passion for those concepts and inspired me to work with numbers and to find meaning in them. And so her inspiration definitely led to me being more open to the ideas of math, because when I think about math, I just think about learning the procedures and the rules, and it was definitely more instructional in the approach that teachers took with me, and I think that's probably the same with most who have learned math from my generation. When I think about math anxiety, I don't know that I particularly had any anxiety with math, but I definitely shied away from it. And remember when I was taking my first college courses in math, that I'm like, okay, I got to prepare for this. This is going to be hard. And I went on regular visits with my professor, had like a tutoring time that I remember going to so that I could pass the course. And I felt very proud of and have shared more than once that I did well in this class because of the extra hard work I put in. So I guess ultimately I have had some growth mindset in that. It's pretty exciting to me that teacher efficacy really can have a direct impact on how children view themselves as successful in math. And I hope we can learn some great strategies as we move forward in this class. Thanks for listening. I look forward to working with all of you. Bye-bye.